Good morning. We are here this morning doing another visual podcast of Inner Neighborhood. We're here with Tim Ljunggren, Chief Creative Officer of Gentle Thug Visual Media Management, and my partner in the agency, Janet Duffy. We're going to do a little series on the man behind the camera. So I'm going to turn it over to Janet to kind of get it started.
Wow. So I know you knew this was going to happen. We're so excited to actually get to interview the guy.
Thank you.
Always behind the camera.
Yeah, well, you know.
Trying to help us look good, by the way.
Well, you guys, you have no problem looking good, both of you on that. So, yeah.
So, how did Gentle Thug, which we affectionately call it, right?
Yeah.
Get started.
Well, the name itself, when I was looking to name the company, I was trying to think of some great names, and nothing was clicking. So I go, okay, you know, I'm going to go, on your computer you have like these anagram generators, so you can put any words in and they'll spit out whatever you want. So I put my name in, Tim Ljunggren, and you know, it had a whole bunch, but then it also spit out Gentle Thug, and I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. You know, that sounds. I can use that. You know,
Well, and
it kind of makes you sound like a rapper. You know?
Which is so far from who you are as a person.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of insight. I mean, I know that's how you name the company. I have a little insight because we worked together several years ago at the YWCA.
Yeah.
Can I tell on you?
Absolutely.
So Tim came to me one day and said, hey, I'd like to do a video. And we were in the middle of raising awareness about the number of women who are you know, sexually assaulted in their lifetime, and the statistics were just, they're staggering. So anyway, I was all about anything that we could do at a nonprofit to generate, you know, awareness was an awesome thing. So Tim put together this video. You put together this video.
Right.
That made everybody in the room cry.
Oh, man,
when we previewed it, remember when we did the premiere?
I do.
So, and I knew you as in your other career field, but that was like I felt like you told the story that just touched everyone that was in that room.
Right.
So,
thank you.
I want you to, I want to share that because that was really, that was the first of many that you did for us. 1 Billion Rising, the story of grace. I mean, there was just so many things that you did for that organization.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate that. And I think you hit on something that's really important to me, is storytelling. Whether you're talking about a nonprofit organization like the YWCA, or you're talking about insurance with comparing insurance, or you're talking about maybe trying to sell a product or a service. For me, it's all about the storytelling. People don't buy products or services. They lean into stories. And if you can tell an authentic story that grabs the attention of people or the emotions of people, that's a great first step. I always tell people, the clients that I work with, I always tell them, I'm up front, I always tell them, I'm not here to sell your products or services. What I'm here to try to do is to show your potential clients, your customers, your audience, how those products or services are going to enhance their lives, and tell stories about that. And I think there's a big difference between trying to sell products or services versus telling stories. And I think we're all storytellers. We all have stories to tell. And I think, you know, all we need to do is to tell those stories in an effective way to get our points across on that.
So with the video production and telling your story, as we were talking about today, what was this a hobby that brought you to this second career? Like all of us are kind of in our second careers in our life?
Yeah, you know, I've always, since I was I grew up in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I remember going to the Orpheum Theater every Saturday with my grandmother. My grandmother lived with us for the matinees, and I fell in love with filmmaking and stories.
Nice.
That was storytelling time for me, and I think I've always carried that with me. But for years and years, I put it on the back burner.
Right.
And then recently, well, within the past 10 or 15 years, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to revive that. It's just such a passion for me, and such a way of relating to other people. And I have to tell you, through what I do, the people that I meet, the stories they have to tell are just fascinating on that. So.
Well, just working with you, Tim, it's been amazing with the factor that we have not run out of stories to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the organizations that we're interviewing with and that
Well,
type of thing
and you know
have just
what,
been
Todd?
amazing.
Yeah.
And we learn something new each and every time.
That's why I love working with you guys, because you guys do such a fantastic job of drawing these stories out of the people that you interview. And whether it's when you guys are talking to the Red Cross or the animal shelter or whoever, I mean, we've done how many now? Over 80 videos now since last year.
Mind-boggling to
I
me,
know.
actually.
I mean, it's just incredible.
Right.
And we started in March, or actually April of last year.
We're almost a year.
A year into it, and I am just blown away by the people we've met and talked with and their own stories.
Right.
Not only about their businesses and organizations, but about themselves too.
Well, and the other part that I really love, so you're allowing people to tell their stories, but at the same time, their stories creating a connection.
Yes.
Whether it's with you or Todd or myself or the community, whomever it is, we're just creating stronger connections, which
Exactly.
It's huge in our community.
Absolutely. And I think storytelling really does forge and build those stronger connections. You relate more to people on a personal level. And that's what we need to start doing, especially now in the environment, the social, political environment we find ourselves in. We need to be listening to one another. We might not agree with one another, but we can sit down and listen. And I think that's key on that.
So if they want to contact you to tell their story, how do they do that? You've been down this road before.
I've been down this road
The man
before.
behind the camera.
Our website is gentlethug.com. That's GENTLE.com. Our office phone number is 406-315-2197. And our email address is info@gentlethug.com.
Wonderful.
there you go. And we finally got the man behind the camera in front of it. So
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Please support Gentle Thug Productions.
Thank you.